Yeah, it still says nobody's here. That's crazy. All right, let's do this. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and I'm back again today with this bag that seems to be ever growing to be my nemesis. It's so hard, I swear. All right, guys. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy. And yeah, we're going to try working on this thing. We're going to try to get at least this row here done. And then I think we're at least one more row after that before we can call this thing finished. So we'll see how that goes. I have cut up a bunch of string, which you'd be surprised how long it takes to like find the colors that you want and get them all together, and then, you know, end up with them all wound onto little bobbins like this. Probably like a couple hours spent just getting string ready. So yeah, kind of goes into the whole when people ask like how long does it take to make stuff. It depends. You count all the time spent cutting string, because that adds up a lot. I'm gonna try to move my keyboard out of the way so I can have some room for this stuff here. Rainbow's here. Hello, Rainbow. I think we're gonna go. The first one is gonna be with these reds. Before the stream started, I was like trying to figure out what colors I was gonna use, and even up until this moment, I've been really like indecisive. I think it's one of the hard parts too about this bag is I have to be creative like all the time, like come up with what color scheme is going in the next spot, and somehow I have to like justify why I chose a color to go over a certain spot or whatever. So yeah. All right. I need this green here. Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. There. Now. All right, so now we've got the red that's going to replace the light green. And now we can add the next red that'll replace the next light green. And Rara's here. Hello, Rara. Yeah, this bag has got to be like the most difficult thing I've worked on in a really, really long time. Oh, I got to ask Rainbow. Oh, hey, Tammy's here. Rainbow, you were telling me about an app that stores your string numbers and stuff. Does it have a pre-notion that if you had the string before that you're going to want to replace it? Because a lot of the string that I have, I don't want to replace anymore. Our trip was amazing. We went to Malaysia and celebrated my birthday and my anniversary, which just happens to be on the same day, which was pretty cool.
It didn't just happen on the same day.
Well, no.
You engineered it.
It wasn't a whoopsie doodle. It was, yeah. Yeah, it was my bright idea that it would be real easy for me to never forget when our anniversary is. All I have to do is just do it on my birthday. And that way I can stay forever 45 and just celebrate anniversaries instead. Right on. Okay. Because here's my thought on the app. If I'm going to have an app to store the numbers. Right now, I have a lot of string that I bought various colors that are no longer like stuff that I want to have. And so my concern is that if I put it into the thing, it's going to be like, oh, you're running out of, whatever the number is. And I'll be like, yeah, but I don't want that. And then it's going to constantly be a thing of like, yeah, but you don't have any of this color. And that would suck. I would hate that. So I'm wondering if I hold off and wait and log in all of the colors that I have once I get it narrowed down to just the colors that I want. And then I would have a way of keeping track of what I have. Well, you know what I mean. Maybe not notification, but like it's got a thing where I saw it says the like shopping stuff. Yeah. Oh. Well, then that might work. Okay, so then it's this color. So I'm not gonna lie, it's going to be, if I plug in what string I have into anything, it is going to be on a scale that's pretty nightmare-ish. I have a lot of string. I just do. Despite I'm always trying to get out. What? I need to find out where those images are going. Every time you guys hit the click, it's taking a picture of me. I don't know where the pictures are going. Yeah, it's still kind of leaning on the impression that maybe I do it once I get it down to the number of colors that I want to keep, because then every time I take out one, I could just add one, and that would make a lot of sense. Just a beast and cause it in your head. I really love this color. It's like a wine, a deep, rich wine color. Yeah, and I guess we'd have to come up with some kind of way of knowing, like, what to do with like the variegated flosses, because those don't have numbers. That came from a different company. Or I guess maybe those just don't get logged. The fluorescent and the variegated I have doesn't have a number system.
Rainbow mentioned that you can add manually, which means that you can like give it your own naming convention.
Oh, that'd be kind of neat. that would work for about a week until I forgot what I named anything.
That's why I do organizational stuff, see, huh?
Yes, you do. Hang on, let me just. Why is this thing not working? Why? Hang in here, guys. For some odd reason, my thing that helps me with the chat doesn't want to work. Yeah, am I still? I don't get why. So I have an app that's supposed to help me keep track of the conversations because it's really hard for me to like concentrate on what I'm doing and read the text. So it's supposed to read it to me as it's going. And I've only just realized that there's been a lot of text and I haven't seen it. And it's because I thought I got the app working, but then I wasn't really paying attention. I would have noticed earlier that it wasn't working. I don't understand why it's not working. Anyways, let me see where are we at here. Cam Honeycutt. Yeah, this is meant to look like a granny square thing, but it's so different than like say a crochet. This is so much harder. I don't know. There must be a touch of like a masochistic side of myself that just has me taking on projects that are always increasingly more and more difficult. I have no idea why. Yeah, so before I started this, I have all the gray I could possibly need for this, and then many other projects, because I get worried about things like that, like running out of a color. So I have this is the bundle of floss that I have for it. There's probably at least 30 skeins here, 40 skeins. I am set with the gray. Of course, going into this, I didn't know like how big we were going to make the bag. So I'm not even sure that we have like the original dimensions really kind of for this thing. In fact, in order to make it a little bit smaller, I've talked my wife into getting a flip phone. One of those, you know, it's still a touch screen, still has all the whatever, but it's the littler phone. So that way I don't have to make the bag a whole phone length downwards. Yeah, see that's something that I think that's something that's going to be kind of lacking in this one. So I'm trying to make it look very randomized. I'm trying to give it that same kind of look. But the advantage of actual granny squares are you make the squares and then you can arrange them to get the best looking random kind of feel. If you notice two squares that together look like they're too similar, you can move them around, and that's something I simply can't do with this because of the nature of the knots start at the top and they work their ways downwards. It simply doesn't work that way. So yeah, that's an advantage to crocheting. I swear, I think that honestly, I think I would love crocheting if I ever got the hang of it. But so far, my experience with it has been, it's just really hard to do. Yeah, I'm not sure that tutorials of crocheting are going to help with the problems that I have. My whole thing is that what I do with this, it has so much tight tension going to it. And crocheting cannot have such a tight tension. And for some odd reason, it's like my brain just won't let me release my grip on the strings. And so I'll get the row done, but I can't get the hook back into any of it because somehow I've managed to just wrench it all down so darn tight. Plus, I suspect I would probably get hand cramps from holding the hook. I have seen people using like tennis balls with their hook to help avoid that. I would probably have to do something like that. I've kind of mastered the whole art of like not holding strings too tightly. Because once upon a time, that was also a problem. And I get really bad hand cramps and stuff from it. Of course, too, I'm also the kind of person who will bite off more than they can chew immediately because I feel like I can do anything if I put my mind to it. A good example is my sister was doing stained glass and said you have to learn how to do flat stuff before you do 3D stuff, and that you would have to practice a really long time before you mess with something in a three-dimensional type way. And I had these little glass baubles that are supposed to go like either like in a fish tank or in a vase or something. And like one side of the little bauble is flat and it's just kind of round little just blobs of different color glass. And I got a bunch of like these white ones, well, translucent, like, and I put the silver tape going around them and then put like soldered them together. And once I got a couple together, I had a dowel of aluminum that was about that big around, just some scrap stuff that I had gotten from work. And it was fairly tall. And I just started like soldering them on, going around this thing until I had it all the way around. And it was big enough that you could put the tea light candles inside. And the light from the candle going through these little pieces of glass was absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, my sister was just like, yeah, well, you could have done it better. Like, for the first thing I've ever done, I think I did it pretty cool. Right. I don't think you can see, yeah, the camera's a little bit too zoomed in on me, but behind me I have a glass bottle that I cut open. I got a glass bottle cutter, and I have made a self-watering flower pot out of it, and it's got this really cool fern that's growing out of it. Really, really pretty happy with that. Hang on, I want to get these turned around so it's the green that's going to be towards the top. It's just this light blue is dropping off. The green one that stays. I'm trying to get rid of the colors that are been replaced. So it's the blues that are going away on this one. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I love seeing what everybody else is working on. It always fascinates me the amount of talent that everybody has got. Just blows my mind. Hang on, I want to try this chat thing again. Yeah, we're logged in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't see. Oh, something might have changed. Oh, something did change. It now knows that there's 7 people. Wait, what's this?
Waiting.
Type something in the chat just so I can see if this gonna talks at me. You can type in anything, I don't care. Oh, it did something. Okay, it put the stuff into the chat, but it didn't do the vocal thing. So we're better. Okay, so it actually connected. It's actually doing something. So now there's the sounds. How do I enable the chat? Sound is going there. I'm missing something and I don't know where. Chat widget. That's different than what I want. Okay, we're so close to having this thing working. Why is it not general? Ah, speech synthesis.
Hi, this is a test message.
Okay. Playback speeds, yeah. There we go. Apply.
Lorem ipsum aut blandi tes dolor myers asicat consecti ter magni ut sit, consecti ter, tempora obdolenity sunt, ad aliquip fugit, inventor voluptatum. Dolenity poro rerum audit aut du unde hic recusandi. Quo id,
Wait, you can
se
hear it?
exercitation.
Yes.
LMAO it read lorem ipsum.
How is it you can hear it? You're not supposed to be able to hear that. Yes, that's exactly what it read. Now it's reading the text, but you're not supposed to be able to hear it. Like if it reads everything you guys do, that will be bad because people hate that.
ERM yet.
ERM. Apparently, it doesn't know what an arm is.
Can anybody else hear it? I don't think so. Right?
I wonder how you can hear it.
I have no
If it's
idea.
coming, maybe it's coming through Discord. It's
I
on
can
the
hear
same
it.
line.
Nope, it's out there.
Oh, oops.
We all can hear it.
Well, that's crazy. Okay, hang on. I thought I fixed it. Apparently, I did
Oops.
not.
Now we all have voices in our head.
Welcome to my world. Okay, now can you hear it? I've changed its output.
I think we're good.
Cool. I heard the tennis comments in my ear. Cool. Yay. Now I can work and hear what you guys say. Okay. These are 3 greens I replaced. I can snip them out. Awesome. So this has been the big reason I haven't been doing the streams over with the vertical. It's just too hard to keep track of like all the screens with all the potential chats and stuff unless it reads it to me. I fall way behind and I have no idea what's going on, and I feel really bad like if somebody asks me questions and I don't answer. So yeah, this is way cooler. I always feel bad like pausing to try to fix stuff. Like, 'cause I feel like you guys are here to watch me make things, not fix voices in my ear. But yeah. But the fact that I paid for that app that does this, I kind of really want to have it working. And it's been out for a little while now. That's like ever since I did like tried to redo the Microsoft Windows to try to, because I was having like dropped frames and whatever. So it's been an ongoing issue. So it's fixed tonight. I'm loving it. So stoked. Let's see. I really like the colors in this diamond. This is really cool. So it's kind of like a deep, dark honey kind of brown, and then like, you know, a softer brown, and then like a goldeny yellow. Really good combination. I can't say that every single one of the squares is awesome. Some are just cooler than others. Yeah, to some extent, yes. All the colors are pretty. Just, I think I have favorites. That's all. Some are prettier than others. Like this blue in here is kind of like a light blue, a teal, and then a dark blue, which I'm kind of like, meh. And then this bright blue, a bright green, and an off-white, eh. I like this blue, red, orange. That's a pretty cool one. This green fade's pretty neat. And I have a weird, every once in a while at the end of the string, while it gets flipping around, it decides it's going to try to make itself into its own little knot. And I hate that. It makes it like kind of go thunk as you're pulling the string through.
Didn't get the memo on, you know, not getting the strings in a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, so to tell you guys funny stories, since I got your attention and you're just watching me do this for, anyways. Yesterday, I took my father-in-law to a dentist, and he obviously has not been to a dentist in a really, really, really long time because he has a number of teeth that have just broken off, and they're basically just barely kind of poking out of whatever is left of the tooth is kind of just barely poking out of the gum line. And the whole reason for taking him to the dentist is because at night he asks to have medicine rubbed onto the gum line to tell us, you know, that he just thinks it should be done. He doesn't, when you press him for it, he can't tell you like where or why or which ones are bothering him or anything. And if you tell him that that's okay, we'll take you to the dentist. No. Does not want to go to a dentist. It's not so bad that he needs a dentist. Bad enough that he needs to have medicine every night, but not so bad that he needs a dentist. So tonight we I got to talking to him and saying, you know, you complain that you need medicine, so I took you to somewhere to get it looked at, and yeah, they're going to take care of it for you. So they're going to pull the tooth out, so you don't have to worry about it. You won't be in pain anymore. So there won't be any more medicine until they pull out these teeth. And he's like, no, I don't want to see a dentist. I just want to see my eye doctor. I'm like, your eye doctor is not going to help you with the feeling in your teeth. So you told me there was a problem, and I'm fixing it for you. And suddenly he just went really quiet. Like, he couldn't even argue. Like, and this is a guy who's like super argumentative, but he suddenly realized that part of his plan got foiled by absolute logic, and he just stopped talking. Like, oh man. Yep.
The gears were still turning.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
you could
probably
tell.
trying to come up with the response, but you know, it never.
Nothing developed. There was no response. He couldn't. He really had, though, just before that, adamantly said he wanted nothing to do with a dentist. No, that's not like you. But you say you need medicine. If you need medicine, then you need to see the doctor. That's just that simple. If you don't need medicine, then we wouldn't have had to do this. It's just, oh. The whole idea that he did himself in, I'm sure, was...
And then he changed the subject.
Oh, yeah, after that, it was like, what's today? Oh, so I don't have daycare tomorrow? Yeah. Again, a man who's super argumentative, I'm the boss of everything, suddenly realizing that he did himself in. Like I said, he can't have seen a dentist in a long time. He's got 3 molars in the back that are like level with the gum line. They're just gone. Then there's like one of the main big teeth in the front has just this tiny little sliver of something sticking out of it. And then he's got like 3 teeth on the lower left or lower right, I can't remember which side, that are just sort of, they're there, but right along the gum line, they're just eaten away. Like the cavities are so bad that you could snap them off if you just gave it a little bit of pressure. Plus, he has one tooth that apparently is really loose and wiggly, and then has something like a pimple with it. So like everything in his mouth needs worked on. So they basically they gave us 4 appointments, and they're gonna do quadrants of just repair. And I'm sure he's going to be really mad at me for it. But he has Alzheimer's, so the anger will, it just isn't going to last. It can't last. Yeah, it's not a great. Yeah. Right. All right. So how now, brown cow? All right. So over here we have blue, pink, and violet. Here we have pink, orange, yellow, and here we have rather earthy tones, light browns, dark browns. So I need to find what I'm replacing this with. So it's going to be browns and like this blue and whatever here. I got my little thing out. I could go with this pinks and stuff, but that'd be really close to what this was. I'm not sure that's a good combination. I could go with the blue. Yeah. This light blue is going to be definitely different. I think we'll go with the blue. Good sentences. So. Oh, hang on, I got like a bunch of little bobbins here. If I don't like take care of this stuff as I go along, like this kind of stuff will pile up, and I don't want that. So this week I'll be streaming for members on Sunday, which is tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursday. So if you're curious to see what I'm making or what's going on, what I'm recording, a little behind the scenes stuff, those are the days where I will be doing live stream stuff. All right, so there's the pink and the blue. Now, mix this pink for the other blue. Yeah, so I've got 2 bracelets right now that I need to make. That's probably what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I've already made the patterns and stuff for them. So it's a case of getting the work done. One is a 16 string, and the other is 24. All right, so this is the most inner color. So this is the lightest blue. Yeah, our father-in-law won't necessarily, oh, he's blind, by the way. He's blind and he's going deaf. He won't tell us that we didn't see a thing that we saw or whatever, but he will tell us that this is his house and that he can do whatever he wants. And he's really quite adamant about it. You know, he has all this authority and we're just, essentially we're peasants in his presence. So yeah, so to have hit him with the logic that I'm only doing the dental thing because you told me that you're in pain. What else am I supposed to do? You know, get a doctor because you're in pain. And he couldn't argue his way out of it. Normally there would be something. He would be able to hold the house over our head or, you know, something. And he's just, nope. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Plus,
I don't think he can hold a thought together long enough to come up with it anymore.
No. Which is unfortunate. I mean, the poor guy is kind of falling apart at the seams, but at least once all this work is done, that's going to be one less thing that's going to be a problem for him. I'm even halfway tempted because his next appointment is almost a month away of going ahead and getting him the Oragel or whatever cream that you put on for the pain. Like, go ahead and let him have this until the time comes, because it doesn't hurt us at all for doing it. And maybe he is in pain, maybe because I don't know, like at night, like if your shoes are tight, you'll feel your feet kind of swell, and that's a thing. There could be maybe something like that with his gums, that maybe in the evening he just kind of recognizes it more. I don't know. It could be just because he always used to do it, you know, but either way, I don't think I really care to argue with him that he can't.
Thing though is that it can't be hurting so bad because when you tell him no, there's no medicine, he just turns over and goes to sleep. It's like,
True. True. But if we get the medicine, the other benefit is we can find out where he wants it put. So that way we can tell the doctor that's the area to work on first.
you asked him earlier, he couldn't give you an answer.
Right. Well, no, because he was already trying to plot out, you know, something clever. He was already in defense mode. You could tell, like he didn't want to acknowledge too much, because if he says something, then you're just gonna make me suffer for that, aren't you? By showing me where, he would be admitting that there's a problem, and he couldn't figure out a way to be able to win the day without exposing the weaknesses to it. So yeah. Yeah, if he could, he would.
He's
Yeah,
trying to weasel
at
out of a
one.
hole that he dug.
Yeah, exactly. Because at one point he's like, "Nope, I don't. I only want to see Dr. Julian Tang, the eye doctor, because he's blind, and that's the only thing he actually cares about is getting his eyesight back. He wants to see the eye doctor." It's just like, yeah, but Julian Tang can't fix your mouth, you know, from hurting.
In his mind, the guy's a miracle worker.
Oh yeah, he gets thanked for dinner at night. In the When Dad does his prayers at night, he actually thanks Julian Tang for his dinner. Yeah, your rich fancy eye doctor made sure that you had a meal in front of you there, dude. Yeah. Except for some reason in my father-in-law's mind, his eye doctor is like the greatest dude. The guy is religious and that makes him awesome. He is, I don't know, just something. I don't know what it is my father-in-law sees in him, but that guy can do no wrong. Apparently back when the eyesight, like when I was doing surgeries and whatever, Julian Tang had told him that he would never go blind, you know. But then it happened. It just, he went blind. Despite everything, it still happened. And Dad still kind of clings on those words and thinks that he's just another operation away from being able to see again. And he's, you know, he's not sure when that's going to happen, but he'd like it to happen sooner than later. But everything that can be done has been done. And yeah, there's no more surgeries. There's no more hope. And except for in my dad's head, like there's still always hope. Julian will figure it out. He'll get it fixed. He talks about doing all kinds of stuff once he gets his eyes back. He wants to travel and go to the Philippines, and he wants to do all these things, but not until his eyesight's back.
The funny thing is that he's oblivious to everything else that's, you know, deteriorated with Alzheimer's and everything.
Right. The fact that he can't remember anything that was said to him 5 minutes ago, the fact that he can't hear very well, everything else that's wrong, all he cares about is that eyesight.
Even if by some miracle he got sight back, it's not really going to improve his quality of life much. Really.
No. No, not even close.
Oh, that the doctor wasn't wrong in a sense, because based on his condition back then when he was doing all the surgeries and stuff, his corneas are perfectly healthy. He got a cornea transplant. They're perfectly healthy. The problem is mostly the optic nerve not transferring the information. And that's got to do more with the Alzheimer's than the eyes. So in a sense, the eyes aren't blind. He just can't see through them.
Yeah. And it may have to do with, at the time, he had diabetes brought on by excessive eating. And so the body wasn't healing fast enough to do whatever. So whatever. Yeah. But I agree with you, though. That, like, promising something that, well, I guess, too, the other thought was, even if the eyesight deteriorated, it would never be 100% blind, because they didn't expect him to live as long as he has. In fact, he probably wouldn't have lived as long as it was, except for my mother-in-law passed away, and when she first had a stroke or whatever, Mandy and I had to take over taking care of the both of them. And once we started caring for him, we cut out all the extra snacking, because he would just get bored and just stuff his face all day long. And that led to a lot
And Mom was
of
his enabler.
problems.
just to keep him quiet.
Yeah, he could barely say I'm hungry before she was stuffing something in his face. So yeah, once we took over, he started getting healthier and healthier. In fact, the doctors are just like, this never happened. Somebody at his age doesn't just get rid of diabetes. They don't just get rid of high blood pressure. And yet he has. So yeah. If he had been staying on the path that he had been before, though, he wouldn't be with us today. I'm sure of it. He was fast tracking himself, but I don't know. Part of me is like, well, he was sort of happy, you know, eating all the time and whatever. I know if given the chance now, he would probably revert back to all those, you know, things immediately if given half a chance. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer my father-in-law has. It's weird because in some aspects he's become much healthier than he was. Like I said, he's no longer taking blood pressure medicine. He's no longer has the issue with the diabetes. But at the same time, the man is like remixing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star because he can't remember all the words, or ends other songs with E-I-E-I-O. Like the mind is just slipping so hard and there's so little left that I definitely wonder like how much more there will be. And you know, like the whole teeth thing, I'm just looking at it as if this helps make sure that there's less trouble, no more pains nor whatevers, then that's good. It's just 4 doctor's appointments over the course of a couple months. It'll all be resolved, and he'll have one less thing to complain about. I can't imagine how he's gotten this far with teeth that are, like I said, they're broken off, like right at the gum line, blackened as can be. I can't imagine how he hasn't been in pain. And it might have been something that maybe mom just gave him, you know, stuff for the pain, you know, back then. I don't know. It's possible. I could see her doing it. Yeah. If even just mild improvements can be made. Yeah. Even if it's just a tiny improvement, it just feels like I'm doing the right thing. Like, I want at the end of it all to say that I did everything I could. I was the one that was saying that, you know, that him sitting around in silence for long durations was no good. This can't be possibly good for him. And so got him checked out to see why, you know, he was becoming such a shut-in. And that turned out that was Alzheimer's. And so, like, okay, what do we do to help him? And they're like, well, there's these daycare things where he goes in and, you know, they get him doing things, because he wasn't doing anything at home. He would just sit there in silent. So like I said, he's kind of hard of hearing, so he couldn't hear like the TV or whatever. Not unless the neighbors were willing to listen to whatever he was listening to at the same time. The terrible part is Alzheimer's does a lot less for the person who has it and a lot more to the people who are around. We have had so many times where, like, mom had a stroke, so she talked funny and would say wrong names and say things weird, and he would call her stupid, and he would do all these horrible things. And then she would have an attitude with him, and he would completely have forgotten why she has an attitude. Like, why is she upset? She's got no business being upset. What have I done? And it's like, my dude, you pissed her off. That's what you've done. Like, yeah, he wouldn't remember. He wouldn't have no idea. Even now, he can fight with us, and you know, shortly after, completely be oblivious that he had a full-on argument or whatever. While everybody else is upset and hearts pounding and adrenaline going, he's back to, nope, happy in his own little world. Agreed. But I have to say that now that we have him like going to a daycare during the day, he'll talk a lot about like, oh, I don't have to go tomorrow. Good, I can sleep in. But when it's the day, like, Monday through Friday, I sincerely think that he enjoys going there. He goes there, he sings, he does whatever. I don't know what all they do. I know they tried to get him to exercise a bit. But he now has terrible coordination, so most of the time he's in a wheelchair. But yeah, he seems really happy about going. You can't ask him like, "What'd you do at the daycare today?" He'll have no answer for you. You can't ask him what he had for lunch. There's just nothing stays in the mind that long enough to have answers for
Well,
that
you
kind
could
of
ask
stuff.
him.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't get much of an answer. Or the answer would be something that he came up with on the spot.
Right. And we witnessed this. We've seen him eat dinner, and then, shortly after somebody else shows up at the house, hey, what'd you have for dinner? McDonald's. Like, no, you didn't. You had satay. What? Like, completely. That satay is like meat barbecued on a stick. And how you could confuse that and McDonald's, I have no clue. But he'll give a BS answer because he doesn't want to look stupid for not knowing. But then he doesn't realize that there's other people around who actually know the correct answer. So, that because he can't think far enough ahead to know that other people would know he's lying. Yeah, it's just a mess. It's so
God forbid you say he's lying.
Oh no, yeah, that's a big no-no. You can't say that out loud because he will lose his mind over that one. He will come unglued. Yeah. Well, heck, I bought a stereo system specifically for him that plays CDs that have like MP3 on it, because that way I could at least get some audiobooks in here. And I thought that was going to make his day a whole lot better. But what I hadn't taken into account was how far the deafness was, as well as he has no imagination. Absolutely none. For a guy losing his eyes, back then he could still see a little bit, but for a guy losing his eyesight, he lacks imagination. He can't read a book or even hear a book and like picture what's going on. He had no idea. Like, it just was just words that would put him to sleep. In fact, listening to the books put him to sleep faster than me listening to Insight Timer's sounds of like rain and whatever, which I love that stuff, man.
Hearing wasn't even that bad back then.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it is now. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of what's falling apart is probably more attributed to the Alzheimer's than anything else. Like it's really weird the way that it's affected him. I still think the way he's going to end up passing away will be from choking, because he seems to have forgotten how to get phlegm out of your chest. You know, that normal, you know, and then boom, you got it out. Like, he can't do that anymore, and you see him struggling and flailing with trying to just do the simple basic thing. It's like I don't know if he's forgotten how to, or that he can't get the coordination to actually do it, but whatever it is, it doesn't work like it should.
No, he has no problem with sleeping or eating. Those are the two things that he has no issues with.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he has no trouble sleeping. In fact, he sleeps a lot of the day away these days, which, again, I think that's just helping him along and giving him more strength and to be able to carry on every day, because he can just take periodic naps throughout the day. Wakes up long enough to ask when the next meal is. Oh, another hour? Okay, I'll go back to sleep for a bit. Is Rara still here? We're getting close to the puzzle time. I'm not sure if we're going to do the puzzle, if we have enough players.
Yes, she is.
Rara is here. All right.
In the air?
Wow, I did not know we were living amongst royalty. Castle sounds rather posh. All right. Another segment down. This is really good. I feel like I'm not quite getting the joke, but that's just because I'm slow. Oh. Oh, this is nice. This section is already pretty done on the other side, so I think we're good. I don't get it. Why am I left out on this joke? What am I missing?
Homework.
What kind of homework is making a castle?
Some kind of project.
Why do I feel like my wife will make me make her castle after finding out that that's a possibility?
You just got a shit ton of Legos.
I did too. Oh my god, guys. Yeah, I would love a castle as well. I've been to castles in England. I went to
So you would just bitch about the fact that we went
Delaware.
upstairs and forgot to bring something with us, and then we had to go all the way
Yeah, but
down.
you could go
And
down but then you could go down those cool spiral staircases, which are really fun.
but then you
Yeah.
have to climb up again.
Yeah. But can you imagine how good a shape I'd be in? The other thing would be like once the stone gets cold, it gets really cold inside of a castle. That part might get to me after a little while. Like you just but yeah. Castles are very cool. The Dover Castle I was at is like right by the sea, so you get to look out and all that cool stuff. Oh, really? I love that castle. I had so much fun. It's we went there like on an off season, off peak kind of day because we kept finding places to be naughty all around the castle thing. That was pretty awesome. Oh, now that sounds awesome.
And they all?
Wait, which the Dover Castle's haunted? I did not see any ghosts.
It's not about what you can see, honey.
Well, the closest thing to a ghost I've ever seen was on a beach in what was it? What was the island?
Intan.
Bintan. So I can tell you the story of like how I almost believed in ghosts. I was chilling in a hammock on a beach where I'm right by the ocean. It was beautiful. Oh wait, it's time for a puzzle. Hang on, I gotta get this thing. I'm failing all over here. Wow, haunted school sounds even better. Where's the puzzle game? All right. Yay!
Yay! Woohoo!
Mandy with 14, Rainbow with 10. You guys did good. Wait, tell me you guys can hear the applause and all of the sound effects. Is that only in my headphones or you guys hear it too?
I didn't hear it. Do you remember?
Because I might need to fix how the sound effects play. But yeah, it played in my headphones, the whole wow, and then the applauding and cheering and So, Honeycutt, I think you might be lagging behind. Maybe you had an ad play or something. You might be a few minutes behind everybody now. Yeah. It happens sometimes. So you might have to put the video on like 1.25 to get it to jump back ahead without missing anything. Wait, if you're lagging, would you still see the chat? Yeah, she won't hear me saying how to fix it, but she can see the text. If I'm right, I'm pretty sure I'm right.
The text is at normal time, yes. It's only the video that's lagging.
Right. So somebody tell her to put it on 1.25 to catch up. There's a live button?
Yes.
I don't watch anybody else streaming, so I have no idea. I'm like, hang on. I just realized I should really thank you guys for doing the puzzle game. I guess you might not realize, but during that little break, I got this little thing that's it's like an like water inside of a tube with some other stuff, and if you freeze it, it just really helps ease up some of the tension of holding my head in a tight position for so long. So able to do that, do some stretching, basically try to make it so my back wasn't in pain. So yeah, helps me out greatly and keeps the things kind of lively around here. As long as you'll be my friend in the end. Like your voices, you still call me Superman. But will you be there holding my hand? Oh, I can show you guys something else that's really cool. I got a new toy today. So I have been a big fan of this for a little while. So up here, if you can't see it, if you can't zoom in, it says February, and here it says the 10th, right? Which is a couple days ahead because I'm already trying to solve puzzles in advance. Oh, I just realized, oh, I can flip this over and I got 11th as well. Oh, that's so wicked. Okay, so this puzzle, a little bit difficult. It's definitely challenging. I love these things. I have really enjoyed that, but now here's this new one. So this one has February 10th, Monday. So it literally adds like a whole extra layer of difficulty to the whole thing by having three things. It's got more pieces, and the pieces like this T shape and whatever. This is so much harder. I'm not even kidding. It's absolutely going to break the Kevin for sure. Like, it's so intense, but I love it. It's I can't believe I just noticed that that puzzle allows me to have 2 dates. I have no idea why those kind of like mind challenging things. I just love them. I can't even. Yeah, probably. Gives me a I love the challenge of it all. We had family over for Chinese New Year's, and we got a bunch of them playing around with it. And yeah, you can tell the really smart people are the ones who are like, nope, I can do this, and they will sit there and do it. And it kind of gives me the impression that smart people are just more determined. Yeah, I do the puzzles mostly early in the day. I don't know, there's just like a weird energy early in the day, and you're probably right that it just helps like shut off other parts of the mind, and then like I can write down like the list of all the things I want to do later in the day. But I just got this one puzzle today, and I tell you what, man, it's been a struggle for me to just solve any of them. It's so intense. And I don't know why I say that with such an excitement in my voice, but I seriously, I love doing it. It's so cool. One, two, three, four, five, six. I have to admit, there's a part of me that like looks at this and wonders if this would have been better off to have, you know, the color black instead of gray, because it would have been such a much harsher contrast. But then, like when I see it on the screen, like the video being of it, it looks really, really super cool. It kind of reminds me of kiwi with like all the little seeds and stuff in the middle. Do you see that? Do some of the squares look like kiwis to you, honey?
Which one?
Like
Oh, I see it. Yes.
the,
Sure. Time I cut a kiwi, I'll be sure to do it in the shape.
hey, Debbie made it. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for commenting me on that. Make the video or make the pattern based on thing. That was so cool. The person that was looking for the what is it, 26 string pattern? That was fun. I made a video out of it. I don't spend an awful lot of time in those forums. So yeah. And I love trying to work out patterns from a photo. They're awesome. It's one of the things that I seriously want to teach people how to do, because by right, if I can see a pattern, I know that it works, I can make it. So it's a skill that I want the rest of the world to have. It's well, it's a granny square design. That's what I'm calling it. It's still just doing the same knots, but the trouble with this one is because I keep changing up the colors as I'm going along, I've absolutely made this as absolutely difficult as it can be, and it's really been hard. I don't know why I keep making things more and more difficult for myself, but I love it. I think it's gorgeous. But yeah, it's supposed to look like a crocheted granny square bag. I have a pattern on my website. I might actually be linked in the description area. But I definitely think you have to have a lot of experience if you're going to do like the color changes like I'm doing. Yeah, I do like a challenge. Just realized I haven't been bringing these dark grays in like I can. So yeah, this is going to be a bag that Mandy will get. Kind of have worked out the fact that my wife is going to need to have one of those flip phones because to make this big enough to fit the phone she has, it would have to be a lot more rows added on. And I'm already to the point of like, just no, I don't want to do that. Please. Like, if I had realized this was just going to be something for her, I think I would have added on a couple more loops, been a little bit wider around. Oh, hang on. Um, 1 second. I can get a thing for you. Uh, there you go, Debbie. I thought I had it down in the description for the video, but just in case. You're very welcome. I got a bunch of these to do. Hang on. Hey, it's just Strength Things. Welcome. Yeah, it really is coming along. It's really cool. I just found a string that didn't get cut. Oh, I don't have the chat playing because I'm only on the horizontal this time. I don't have the vertical. When I have both going, I run the chat on because that way people can see that I'm getting questions from the other thing. And the whole reason I don't have that going is the thing that makes it, that combines the chats together, hasn't been working for a couple weeks now. I actually only just got it working today. So maybe we'll have that back next week. I do too. At the same time, I just really want it to be over with. Because they're the purples from here, which won't be in the next spot. The next one here will be brown. So they're gone. They're done. I have replaced the purple with the brown for this case. But yeah, it's all the each square is getting its colors replaced, and once it's replaced, I cut out the strings for that and then add in more strings, which has been such a challenge. I'm not even kidding. But yeah. All right, so I gotta spin it around again. Hang on. Ah. Yeah, so going around and doing this is helping me to remove the this is helped me remove some of the strings that didn't get taken out, which is really good because it's going to make it easier to see what the colors are, and that will help me to like keep the colors for the next one. So like I can see this is all purple, so I wouldn't want to put a purple on either of these two spaces because that would be bad. I don't know if I want them mixed, but I'll definitely have them both on my plate at the same time. Well, guys, I have gotten all the way around this thing. I could go and make a whole start on the next layer, but I think this is where I'm going to leave it, because this way I can take some cool photos for Instagram and Reddit and stuff. So yeah, because yeah, I can't get that much done in the next half hour. So yeah, we'll cut it early. Nothing fancy going on. I'm working. I'll be live streaming Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. It'll be in the daytime in Singapore, so it'll be like really early morning if you're US. But yeah, if you guys want to see what's going on, I got a couple bracelets to make tomorrow, which I'm kind of pretty hyped about. One of them, at least. Actually, I'm kind of hyped about both of them, to be honest. Like, I kind of have some cool ideas for some more. I like all of March so far has been this, like, it started with one pattern and I keep adding on to it. And then Debbie went and kind of tagged me in a post about a bracelet that was really, really pretty. And I'm like, the whole time I made the pattern, I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to make this or not. And like, after it was all done, I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I just have to. It's instead of doing the 26 strings, I'm gonna make it 24, but the essence of the whole thing will still be there. It'll be pretty much the same, just a slight tweak. So I'm pretty excited about that one. And then I'll be back next week. I will cut up some more string for this so that I basically have all the string to get through the next row. And I'm going to get with Mandy to figure out whether or not that next row is going to be enough to finish this thing, or if we're doing one beyond that. I'm really hoping she says it just needs one row. I'm not going to lie. This bag is absolutely so difficult. You guys have no idea. Like, this is why I get really quiet sometimes when it's just I'm concentrating so hard to swap out colors and make this nice. So yeah. Yeah, if you guys have any patterns you want to suggest I try, or, you know, have want to do some of the blindsided creation stuff, that would be cool too. But yeah. Yes, it is difficult and it is stunning. I love it. I really think it's cool. I kind of like this and these two reds are well done. These are really close, and I really wish that hadn't turned out that way. And I wish you could just move squares around like a regular crocheting, but it's okay. I got two light blues over here as well, and it's just gonna look really random, I guess. So yeah. All right, guys. I've given you my schedule. We don't have anything else special coming up for a little while. I will be back next Saturday though. So yeah. Rainbow, that is evil. No, you can't cut it up and put it back together. See you guys next week. And as always, Don't get your strings in a bunch.